Hello, beautiful fellow soul. This is Scarlett Quesnel. This recording is a compilation of the notes that I have taken over many, many years of various spiritual teachers and mystics. These are deep, profound, and esoteric truths, and I have put them all together in this recording. I do hope that you enjoy them and may find some peace and comfort in them. I am sending you all of the love, light, peace, and truth that I know. Namaste. Do not despair because of failure. From your particular failure, there is a special greatness, a peculiar wisdom to be gained, and no teacher can lead you to that greatness, that wisdom, more surely and swiftly than your experience of failure. In every mistake you make, in every fall you encounter, there is a lesson of vital import, if you will but search it out. And he who will stoop to discover the good in that which appears to be disastrous will rise superior to every event and will utilize his failures as winged steeds to bear him to a final and supreme success. Do not trouble about results or be anxious as to the future, but be troubled about personal shortcomings and be anxious to remove them. For know this simple truth: wrong does not result from right, and a good present cannot give birth to a bad future. You are the custodian of your deeds, but not of the results which flow from them. The deeds of today bring the happiness or sorrow of tomorrow. Be therefore concerned about what you think and do, rather than about what may or may not come to you. For he whose deeds are good does not concern himself about results, and is freed from fear of future ill. He who governs his tongue is greater than a successful disputant in the arena of intellectualism. He who controls well his mind is more powerful than the king of many nations. And he who holds himself in entire subjection is more than gods and angels. When a man who is enslaved by self realizes that he must work out his own salvation, in that moment he will rise up in the dignity of his divine manhood and say, henceforward, I will be a master in Israel and not a slave in the house of bondage. Not until man realizes this and commences to patiently purify his inner life can he find the way which leads to lasting peace. A priest is he who lives solely in the realm of the invisible, for whom all that is visible has only the truth of an allegory. The world is not here to make us happy. The world is here to wake us up. Life brings us one challenge after another. Otherwise, we would go to sleep. Conditions are here to be transcended internally so that we can give up the reliance on external conditions to make us happy. The pain we feel today will be the strength we feel tomorrow. The suffering drives us deeper. It burns up the ego. Suffering is for the evolution of consciousness. The fire of suffering becomes the light of consciousness. We must say yes to the suffering before we can transcend it. He who loves can never want. The universe belongs to goodness, and it therefore belongs to the good man. It can be possessed by all without stint or shrinking, for goodness and the abundance of goodness, material, mental, and spiritual abundance, is inexhaustible. Think lovingly, speak lovingly, act lovingly, and your every need shall be supplied. You shall not walk in desert places, and no danger shall overtake you. It is not less kind that we should suffer the penalty of our wrongdoing, that we should enjoy the blessedness of our right doing. If we could escape the effects of ignorance and sin, all security would be gone, and there would be no refuge. For we could then be equally deprived of the result of our wisdom and goodness. Such a scheme would be one of caprice and cruelty, whereas law is a method of justice and kindness. When great difficulties arise and trouble besets, regard your perplexity as a call to deeper thought and more vigorous action. Nothing will attack you that you are not capable of overcoming. No problem will vex you that you cannot solve. The greater your trial, the greater your test of strength, and the more complete and triumphant your victory. We advance by a series of efforts. We gather strength, whether mental or physical, by a succession of strivings in a given direction. Exertion oft repeated leads to power. Until you can stand alone, looking for guidance neither to spirits nor mortals, gods nor men, but guiding yourself by the light of truth within you, you are not unfettered and free, not altogether blessed. But do not mistake pride for self-reliance. To attempt to stand upon the crumbling foundation of pride is to be already fallen. No man depends upon others more than the proud man. His happiness is entirely in the hands of others. But the self-reliant man stands not upon personal pride, but on an abiding law, principle, ideal, reality within himself. Upon this he poises himself, refusing to be swept from his strong foothold either by the waves of passion within or the storms of opinion without. Find your center of balance and succeed in standing alone. Find the joy that results from well-earned freedom, the peace that flows from wise self-possession, the blessedness that inheres in a native strength. Men are saved from error by belief in the supremacy of truth. They are saved from sin by belief in holiness or perfection. They are saved from evil by belief in good, for every belief is manifested in the life. It is not necessary to inquire as to a man's theological belief, for that is of little or no account. For what can it avail a man to believe that Jesus died for him, or that Jesus is God, or that he is justified by faith, if he continues to live in his lower sinful nature? How does he conduct himself under trying circumstances? The answer to these questions will show whether a man believes in the power of evil or in the power of good. Man can and does choose what causes he shall set in operation, but he cannot change the nature of effects. He can decide what thoughts he shall think and what deeds he shall do, but he has no power over the results of those thoughts and deeds. They are regulated by the overruling law. Man has all power to act, but his power ends with the act committed. The result of the act cannot be altered, annulled, or escaped. It is irrevocable. When the tears flow and the heart aches, remember then the sorrow of the world. When sorrow has overtaken you, remember then that it overtakes all, that none escape it, that it is the great fact in human life that makes religion a necessity. Think not that your pain is isolated and unjustly inflicted. It is but a fragment of the great pain of the world. It is the common experience of all. Perceiving this, let sorrow gently lead you into deeper religion, a wider compassion, a tenderer regard for all men and all creatures. Let it bring you into greater love and deeper peace. Bear well in mind that nothing can overtake you that does not belong to you, and that it is not for your eternal good. In the dark times of sorrow, men approach very near to truth. The end of sorrow is joy and peace. Anything that annoys you is teaching you patience. Anyone who abandons you is teaching you how to stand on your own 2 feet. Anything that angers you is teaching you forgiveness and compassion. Anything that has power over you is teaching you how to take your power back. Anything you hate is teaching you unconditional love. Anything you fear is teaching you courage to overcome your fear. Anything you can't control is teaching you how to let go. If you want to awaken all of humanity, then awaken all of yourself. If you want to eliminate the suffering in the world, then eliminate all that is dark and negative in yourself. Truly, the greatest gift that you have to give is that of your own self-transformation. If there is right in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. If there is beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the home. If there is harmony in the home, there will be order in the nation. If there is order in the nation, there will be peace in the world. Go and love someone exactly as they are, and then watch how quickly they transform into the greatest, truest version of themselves. When one feels appreciated in their own essence, one is instantly empowered. Nothing comes unbidden. Where the shadow is, there is also the substance. That which comes to the individual is the product of their own deeds. If we could suffer even partly through others, our sufferings would be unjust. Man is not the result of outward conditions. Outward conditions are the result of man. The future will never come, because the only future that can ever come to us is an extension of the now. It is what is transpiring in our consciousness now that will appear to us in the future that we call tomorrow. In other words, we are creating our tomorrows now. There is no tomorrow that is going to come to us from outside somewhere. There is no tomorrow that can sneak up on us. The tomorrow that we experience is an extension of now, of this moment. Tell me what it is that you think about all day long in the deepest, most inner recesses of your heart. This is where you are going. This is who you are becoming. There is nothing that comes unbidden, and our souls can only attract that which belongs to us. The sole and supreme use of suffering is to purify, to burn out all that is useless and impure. Suffering ceases for those who are pure. There can be no object in burning gold after the dross has been removed. Suffering drives us deeper. Suffering is for the evolution of consciousness. The fire of suffering becomes the light of consciousness. We must say yes to the suffering before we can transcend it. The thought that you should not be suffering makes you suffer so much more. The truth is ineffable, beyond the reach of the intellect, and can only be experienced by the soul. The source of all temptation is in the inward desire. The outward object is merely the occasion for the temptation, never the cause. If the cause existed in the object, all men would be tempted alike. Temptation could never be overcome, and men would be hopelessly doomed to endless torment. But seated as it is in his own desires, he has the remedy in his own hands. Tomorrow is an extension of our consciousness now, at this moment, and a divine grace or truth received in our consciousness now will externalize itself in some moment of what we might call the future, but really which is not the future. It is an extension of now. Think now of what beauty and fruition are being prepared in the bushes and trees in your gardens. Think of what is being prepared now that will appear in May and June. The activity of God now, functioning in the now, continuing in the now, brings forth in May and June the flowers and the fruits. Don't worry about finding your purpose. Instead, focus upon serving a purpose, and then your purpose will serve you. Consciousness and the awareness of spiritual truth can only be experienced, not taught through dogma and literalism. The great mystery can only be known by the soul. It can never be understood by the limitations of the analytical mind. It will always be a mystery until you experience it and behave according to that. Be in the world and not of it, and behave as if the God in all life matters. There is no God to operate in the future. The operation of God is in the now, even though the fruitage may appear in its season. Some trees blossom in spring and summer, and some bear fruit in the fall. All this is in God's season, but it is because of the nowness of God. God does not make the snow to fall in the winter time. It is the operation of God throughout the year that produces snow in its due season, regardless of the fruitage that is to appear in our lives tomorrow, next week, next month, or next year. The law that sets it in motion is our knowing the truth of God's nowness and withinness. We must know the truth that the source of our supply of love, life, health, harmony, wholeness, protection, safety, and security is not outside of us. It is within us, but it is our recognition of this truth that produces it in the without in God's season. We must not look at any temporary barrenness and from that judge our lack or limitations. We must look at this barrenness with the understanding that God's law is operating within us. Then, in its due season, in place of the appearance of barrenness, there will be fulfillment. There is no real barrenness. For example, if we should look at a coconut tree after it has been stripped of its coconuts, we would judge it to be barren. But there is no barrenness there. In the withinness of that tree, The process is now taking place that will produce more coconuts in due season. Judge not according to the appearance. You cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him find it within himself. Words do not teach. What you are speaks so loudly that no one can hear what you are saying. People are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them. Failing to prepare is the same as preparing to fail. Successful people do what unsuccessful people won't do. They master the mundane. Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Choose your words, for they become actions. Understand your actions, for they become habits. Study your habits, for they will become your character. Develop your character, for it becomes your destiny. Every word that comes out of your mouth makes a statement about who you are. Every action, every thought produced bears your signature. To learn how to think is to learn how to live. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Man is literally the sum total of his thoughts. All that we are arises from our thoughts, and our thoughts make our world. If we do what we have always done, we will get what we have always got. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. The man who does not shrink from self-crucifixion can never fail to accomplish the object upon which his heart is set. Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved. The universe is not as interested in our convenience as our character. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. There is nothing the body suffers which the soul may not profit by. Do not wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenges. Wish for more wisdom. Don't wish it were easier. Wish that you were better. One can have no greater mastery than the mastery of one's self. Circumstances do not make the man. They reveal the man. How do you change the world? By one act of random kindness at a time. We can no more be separated from God than a gold ring can be separated from the gold of which it is formed. Gold is the ring. Gold constitutes the ring. There is no way possible to remove the gold from the ring without destroying the ring, because there is not gold and ring. There is only a gold ring. Gold is the substance. The ring is form. God is the substance we are, the form as which God appears. I am not discouraged, because every wrong attempt discarded is another step forward. Infinite patience produces immediate results. What does it produce? Peace. And peace is all that your soul ever wants for you. The ego's greatest fear is that you will come to know God and realize that you are not separate, that you are God, and you have all power within your own self. Do not curse the darkness. Light a candle. Light drives the darkness away. Light illuminates the darkness. With the light, darkness vanishes. The darkness doesn't do anything to the light. Darkness does not exist in the presence of the light. What is real? That is real which never changes. That part of us that never changes is our awareness, the unchangeable part of us. That which is real can never die, can never be destroyed. The most important thing that we can learn in life is to come to know something that cannot be destroyed by death. The same energy that makes a cloud in the sky is the same energy that beats my heart, moves a thought across my mind. The same energy that creates a flower. The same energy created me. I can do anything, as there is no separation between me and this energy. There is only one energy, one creating force, and I am not separate from it. I am it. There is only one universal force in the clouds, flowers, and in me. If I banish all doubt, I can use this same energy. If I banish all doubt, anything is possible. Man's true place in the cosmos is that of a king, not a slave, a commander under the law of good, and not a helpless tool in the reign of evil. His own body and mind are the dual dominion over which he is to reign, a lord of truth, the master of himself, the wise user and controller of his store of pure, eternal, creative energy. Let him walk the earth unashamed, strong, valiant, tender, and benign, no longer prostrate in self-abasement, but walking erect in the dignity of perfect manhood or womanhood, not groveling in selfishness or remorse, and crying for pardon and mercy, but standing firm and free in the sublime majesty of a sinless life. Long has man regarded himself as vile and weak and unworthy, and has been content to remain so. But in the new era which has just now burst upon the world, he is to make the glorious discovery that he is pure and powerful and noble, when he rises up and wills, and the rising up is not against any outward enemy, not against any neighbor, nor governments, nor laws, nor spirits, nor principalities, nor powers, but against the ignorance, folly, and misery which beset him in the dominion of his own mind. For it is only by ignorance and folly that man is slavish. By knowledge and wisdom his kingship is restored. You are not vile. There is no part of your body or mind that is vile. Nature does not make mistakes. The universe is framed on truth. All your functions, faculties, and powers are good, and to direct them rightly is wisdom, holiness, happiness. To direct them wrongly is folly, sin, and misery. Men waste themselves in excesses, in bad tempers, hatreds, gluttonies, and unworthy and unlawful pleasures, and then blame life. They have only themselves to blame. What heavy burden is a man weighted with, which is not made heavier and more unendurable by weak thoughts or selfish desires? If your circumstances are trying, it is because you need them and can evolve the strength to meet them. They are trying because there is some weak spot within you, and they will continue to be trying until that spot is eradicated. Be glad that you have the opportunity of becoming stronger and wiser. All circumstances can be trying to wisdom. Nothing can weary love. Stop brooding over your own trying circumstances and contemplate the lives of some of those about you. It is impossible to know the universe before knowing yourself. As you unfold yourself, you unfold the universe. Cease to speculate about God and find the all-embracing good within you. Then thou shalt see the emptiness and vanity of speculation, knowing thyself one with God. Truth is so simple that it cannot be found in the region of argument and advertisement, and so silent that it is only manifested in actions. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal light. Take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, neither for the body, what ye shall put on. The life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and God feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls? And which of you, without taking thought, can add to his stature 1 cubit? If ye then be not able to do that which is least, why take you thought for the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not. And yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. If then God so clothed the grass, which is today in the field, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith? And seek not ye what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, neither be ye of doubtful mind. For all these things do the nations of the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things. But rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Just as a gardener cultivates his plot, keeping it from weeds and growing flowers and fruits which he requires, so may a man tend the garden of his mind, weeding out all of the wrong, useless, and impure thoughts, and cultivating toward perfection the flowers and fruits of right, useful, and pure thoughts. Circumstances grow out of your thoughts when you sincerely seek to remedy the problems in your character, which was produced by your thoughts. You will see a rapid improvement in your circumstances. The greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and that we miss it, but that it is too low and we reach it. One ceases to argue about God, who has found God within, relying upon that calm strength, which is not the strength of self. One lives in God, manifesting it in their daily life. First strife, then victory. First labor, and then rest. First weakness, and then strength. In the beginning, the lower life, and the glare and confusion of battle, and at the end, the life beautiful, the silence, and the peace. Worrying does not empty tomorrow of its troubles. It empties today of its strength. Personalities are not equal, strong, weak, old, young, rich, poor. But on the level of the soul, we are all equal. Sometimes the perfection of the moment lies in accepting its imperfections. You cannot experience that which you are in the absence of that which you are not. When you experience that which you are not, it is not a failure to experience, but a way to experience that which you are. God is the underlying substance and reality of all form. But what we see, hear, taste, touch, or smell is the product of the human mind, of mortal material sense. Resist not evil is one of the most powerful laws to be found in the entire Bible. What it is really saying is that error is not real. And if you resist it, you make it real. And then the battle is on. There is not a word of truth in any book or in all metaphysical writings that have ever been printed. It is the truth about the truth. Truth is that which I am. Truth is something that I sense and feel and touch within my own being, where God and I become one. Electricity was present throughout the ages when people were using whole oil and kerosene oil. But of what benefit was electricity to them? None, because there was no conscious realization of the presence of electricity. The laws of aerodynamics were present and available, but there was no conscious awareness of them, although these laws could have been implemented had there been any knowledge of them. God is omnipresent everywhere, but of what good is that to anybody? Only in this, in proportion to your own consciousness and awareness of the presence of God, is God available in every instance. What if our religion was each other? If our practice was our life? If prayer, our words? What if the teacher was life? If wisdom was self-knowledge? And if love was the center of our being? Stop trying to heal yourself, fix yourself, even awaken yourself. Let go of letting go. Stop trying to fast forward the movie of your life, chasing futures that never seem to arrive. Instead, bow deeply to yourself as you are, your pain, your sorrow, your doubts, your deepest longings, your fearful thoughts are not mistakes, and they are asking to be healed. They are asking to be held here, now, lightly, in the loving arms of present awareness. Life always gives us exactly the teacher we need at every moment. This includes every mosquito, every misfortune, every red light, every traffic jam, every obnoxious supervisor or employee, every illness, every loss, every moment of joy or depression, every addiction, every piece of garbage, every breath, every moment is the guru. Those who love you are not fooled by mistakes you have made or dark images you hold about yourself. They remember your beauty when you feel ugly, your wholeness when you feel broken, your innocence when you feel guilty, and your purpose when you are confused. The more that something upsets you, the more it is meant for you. When it no longer upsets you, it is no longer needed because the lesson is complete. I am not what you think I am. You are what you think I am. You say a certain thing, a duty, a companionship, or a social obligation troubles you, is burdensome, and you resign yourself to oppression with the thought, I have entered into this and will go through with it, but it is a heavy and grievous work. But is the thing really burdensome, or is it your selfishness that is oppressing you? I tell you that the very thing which you regard as so imprisoning a restriction is the first gateway to your emancipation. That work which you regard as a perpetual curse contains for you the actual blessedness which you vainly persuade yourself lies in another and unapproachable direction. All things are mirrors in which we see ourselves reflected. And that which we perceive in our work is but a reflection of the mental state which we bring to it. Let us bring a right, unselfish state of heart to the thing, and lo, it is at once transformed and becomes a means of strength and blessedness, reflecting back that which we have brought to it. Where is the burden which should cause unhappiness or sorrow? If a thing is to be done, let it be done cheerfully, and not with inward groanings and lamentations. It is of the highest wisdom to embrace necessity as a friend and guide. It is of the greatest folly to scowl upon necessity as an enemy, and to wish or try to overcome or avoid her. We meet our own at every turn, and duties only become oppressive loads when we refuse to recognize and embrace them. The qualities of God are spiritual, and what we call supply is just as invisible as God. What appears to us visibly is not supply, but the effect of supply. Let us think of an apple tree. If the apples on our tree were supply, the moment that we ate them, our supply would be gone. But this is not true, because as long as there is life in the tree, more apples will appear in due season. We might wonder how everyone can have all. Let us try to remember that supply is not material. It is spiritual. It is of the same nature as integrity. It is not possible for one individual, or is it not possible for one individual to be 100% moral, and yet there is enough morality left over so that every other person can be 100% moral? Is it not possible for one person to be completely honest, loving, and just, and yet find that everyone else can also be the same? Let us not try to attract supply, not mentally or physically. Let us do our work each day. Let us do the work that is given to us to the best of our ability. Let us not do it for a living, but for love. Supply is spiritual, and it comes from our own consciousness. Supply is spiritual, but comes to us through material channels. The secret to supply is to realize unlimited abundance in our consciousness. The truth is ineffable, beyond the reach of the intellect. It cannot be defined, but only experienced by the soul. Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved. Life is not here to make us happy. Life is here to wake us up. The universe is not as interested in our convenience as much as our character. God, I know not what you are, or even how to pray to you. I know not how to go in or to come out. I know not what to pray for. I cannot believe in the God that the world has accepted, for I have seen the fruitlessness and frustration which follow such blind faith. I must find the God which no man knoweth, the God that is, the one true God that created this universe in its own image and likeness, perfect, harmonious, and whole, and who maintains and sustains it in its infinite and eternal perfection. In such a God I can believe. Reveal yourself, Father. Show me your will. Never again will I dishonor you by trying to tell you what I need, and then attempt to coerce you into delivering it. Never will I expect you to do my will or my bidding, to be my messenger boy. I place my life, my hand, my being, and my body in your keeping. Do with them as you will. Take my fears, my disease, Take my health and my wealth. Take it all. I ask only one gift, the gift of you, yourself. The slight edge. The difference between success and failure is not dramatic. The difference is so subtle that most people miss it. People have the philosophy that what they do doesn't matter. The slight edge things we do at the time seem like they make no difference, do not matter. No one will notice or applaud us. The slight edge, small things that are easy to do, that most people won't do, and are also so easy not to do. They won't kill you or bankrupt you today if you do not do them. But over time, compounded, they will kill you and ruin your chance of success. A simple, positive action repeated over time. Success is a process, a progression, not a destination. We experience success gradually over time. When people start to notice and applaud us, and things start to happen, our work is mostly done. An example of a slight edge decision. Reading, a simple decision for learned knowledge. Read 10 pages of a good book a day. It is easy to do and easy not to do. If we don't read 10 pages that day, does it change us? If we do read 10 pages a day, that day, does it change us? If you read 10 pages that day, does it make you successful that day? But that simple slight edge decision in over 365 days equals 3,650 pages depending on the book. That is 15 to 20 books in 1 year's time. Reading 15 to 20 books can take anyone and massively shift their philosophy and affect their actions. If you are reading books that educate, motivate, and inspire you, it doesn't change you that day, but that simple discipline, compounded over time, eventually kicks in. There can be no solution without a problem, no answer without a question. Out of what we don't want, what we do want is born. Don't get upset with people and situations. They are powerless without your reaction. While we continue to think others are to blame, then we are the ones who will suffer the consequences. Eradicate self-conditions within. Nothing is more debasing than self-pity. Cease to be a slave to self, and no one will have the power to enslave you. Mind does not create. Mind forms. Creation already is. Matter is matter only to a material state of consciousness. But to a spiritual state of consciousness, matter is not matter, but mind. Mind is the essence and substance of which matter is formed, and it appears to us as form or effect. Mind is the basic substance. Matter is the name given to mind when it takes form. Right now, the fish is swimming in its waters. Right now, the eagle is flying through the air. In that same degree, right now, I live and move and have my being in God. I cannot get outside of God. Humility. Why is the sea king of 100 streams? Because it lies below them, and humility gives it its power. Humble yourself, and you will be exalted. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that you have enjoyed this recording. This is Scarlett Quesnel. The divine in me recognizes, honors, and bows to the divine in you. I see you in your beauty, in your right to be, in all that you have known and will know. What is true is always true. You are free. You are free. You are free. I know who we are in truth. I know what we are in truth. And I know how we serve in truth. We are free. We are in the upper room. We have come. We are here. Behold, I make all things new. It will be so. It is so. God is. God is. God is. We are. I am. We are not here to feel better. We are here to transcend. These are not problems, but opportunities to move beyond them. I am sending you all that is beautiful, good, and true. May the universe bestow on you and yours all of its richest and finest blessings. Namaste.